Hello and welcome. Today we are going to discuss the Chinese parade that is bound to happen and what it reflects. So, C. Raja Mohan is a well known geopolitical expert and he has shared his views on this. So, we are going to see in detail what he is talking about. So, we all know that Prime Minister was on visit in China for SEO summit. Alright, and it was surprising that he did not stay back for the military parade that was bound to happen today. All right, so he is quoting the reasons why he declined the invitation, and what this the parade reflects. So China is celebrating the end of World War II. But why China is celebrating? First question is this, and why this is such a big event that so many people from so many parts of the world are coming to China. So firstly he is telling that there are difference of memory. मतलब जो एशिया है उसकी मेमोरी वॉर की कुछ और है, और जो यूरोप है उसकी वॉर की मेमोरी कुछ और है. जो यूरोपियन यूरेशियन कोलिशन था, एलाइज जो एलाइड फोर्सेस थी, फॉर देम द वॉर एंडेड विद सरेंडर ऑफ जर्मनी. जब जर्मनी में सरेंडर हुआ तो उनकी वो हॉस्टिलिटीज़ एंड हो गई और वॉर ख़त्म हो गई. बट चाइना की डिफरेंट मेमोरी है, क्योंकि चाइना वॉज फाइटिंग अगेंस्ट जापानीज़ एग्रेशन. जापान ने चाइना को कॉलोनाइज़ किया था 12 साल के लिए. सो जब वर्ल्ड वॉर चल रही थी तो चाइना ने क्या किया, एलाइड पावर को सपोर्ट किया, एंड जापान वॉज इन एक्सिस पावर. ऑलराइट, सो जापान जर्मनी, ठीक है, दे हैड देयर सेपरेट functioning. So Europe was fighting against Germany predominantly, and China, especially in Asia, is fighting mainly against Japan. All right, India was in the mix because Indian troops were both in support of European forces, but at the same time there was no direct support to China, but indirectly Europe was supporting China against Japan. All right, so India was divided in its response. So India has been continuing to distance itself from bridging efforts to reinterpret the past. China wants to project itself as a major power who defeated the enemy forces of Japan. But in India, it is not the case. We don't see it in binaries. It was with the response of our nationalists were also very divided. All right. See, Gandhi rejected that India should support the allied power or any power in the war. All right. At the same time, Subhash Chandra Bose, he went to Japan. First he went to Germany and then he went to Japan to form INA. All right. So at one, it's completely different divergences. All right. Gandhiji was not in support of supporting the war. Subhash Chandra Bose supported Axis forces, and Nehru was based on conditionalities that if they agree for full independence, then we might support them. So it was all confusion, and we couldn't take a stand. But certainly, India does not believe that it was China's win over Japan. All right, Japan surrendered after USA has dropped nuclear bombs. All right, so China cannot claim the victory. But then the author is saying that this military parade is not to remember the past but for the envisioning of the future. The Chinese People War of Resistance and Japanese aggression and World War fascist war. Okay, this they claim about it. But it is more about the enduring rivalries against Japan. Japan and China are still rival forces. Now, it is not surprising that Tokyo has requested countries not to participate in this military parade, and Australia, India, USA, all critical to Allied victory has declined the invitation, as have Britain, France, and Netherlands. All right. So these are the forces who have declined the invitation. They don't want to be part of this spectacle. But at the same time, there are other Central Asian powers like Kyrgyzstan, Afghanistan, Pakistan. All these powers are there to show support to China. All right. In the later part of the article, the author also writes that despite the fact that India has tremendous, contribution in ending the World War II, all right, because so many troops were from India. But at the same time, we don't support it. We don't support China's version. So his fear is that Munir will be there in parade today, and he might take this opportunity to claim, the participation of undivided forces in China. So that will not be, acceptable to India, but he can take this opportunity. So he is also saying one notable absence was Philippines, because Philippines was also a major theater in World War II. All right, so was South Korea. All right, but it is because that Philippines is facing the brute, force of China in South China Sea. That's why he is absent. So the problem is that China wants to project itself as a leader and a global force, and it wants to rally behind all the Asian powers. But the division is clear. Philippines is not there, all right. India is not there, which is major nation, but Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, all are in China, showing support. So that is, shows the divide. At the same time, he is also exploring the participation of Japan. Japan during World War II emerged as, as a savior. It rallied its slogan, Asia for Asians, and it said that it will be Asia's liberator against the Europe. So, first of all, there was enthusiasm in Burma, Indonesia, Indochina. And there were military, support as well, and they trained the soldiers against European forces. All right. But after some time, Japanese aggression also started to emerge. Japan became the oppressor and midwife of decolonization. All right. So Japan was, again, we have also read in modern history that INA forces were also tortured, and they were given ill treatment by Japanese forces. So resource plunder, forced labor, repression was all the features of Japanese aggression. So it was feared that by removing European, Japan will also colonize. All right. So the problem is that Chinese nationalists and Indian nationalists never came on board. And why was that? In China, it was between communist versus nationalist. All right, versus nationalist. One was there. Secondly, they were against Japan. All right. In India, the problem was that India was facing dual issue, that it wanted to go against Europe first of all, and secondly, there was internal divisions. All right. So Gandhiji, as I said, refused Britain war efforts. Bose allied with Japan. All right. ठीक है, the communists were earlier, they denied this war, but later on when Germany attacked Russia, then they joined. Okay. So Chinese nationalist leader also made a visit in 1942, and they met with Gandhi, but these meets were not able to bring out any solution, and no solidarity was found, and that's why there is different memories of the event. China against Japan, India against Europe. All right. So there was no common ground of mutual partnership. Then he again says that Munir might claim the participation, but real challenge for Asia is not simply to remember the past but also escape being trapped by it. So we don't have to be sticking to the past and reinterpretation of it, but we have to look for the future. All right. India has already paid the high price. He also mentions that China, because it was allied to the victorious allies, it got in return the permanent membership of UN Security Council, which was not the case in India because India had multiple divisions inside. Okay, despite massive contribution to allied victory, India got little to show for itself thanks to its internal divisions. All right. So this was this whole article about. Basically, I'll just give a quick overview that he's talking about China's military parade that is bound to happen today, and why India is not there because we have different memory of the past. China thinks it as ending of the war with Japan. Japan was a part of Axis forces with Germany. All right, but for India, the main aggressors were Britishers. Alright, so we don't ally with this China's version of ending of the war with surrender of Japan. Japan also does not believe in the same. So, this is crucial because China is showing the show of strength that it can rally behind partners who believe in China's version, and it is showcasing itself as the leader, especially in Asia. All right, which is not acceptable to India or any of the allied powers. So that will be it. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned. Thank you.